Hey everybody, welcome back to Schlock and Schlock. I'm your host, Herschel Gillis, and today I'm actually not doing a review. Doing a Q&A video that I've been talking about for a while, and I actually got several questions, so, I'm not coming to you as a YouTuber today, I'm coming to you as a man. You're gonna get to know this man. Alright, so, I posted on Instagram, asking people to ask me questions. I got a few DMs, and some questions on my post. So we'll go over the questions on my post first, and then I'm going to go over the DMs. So Spooky Celluloid, the boy, ask, if you could share a drink with a person who's dead, who would it be and why? When did your fascination with strange pornography start, and what is your collecting holy grail? Okay, so a drink with a person who's dead. Probably Herschel Gordon Lewis. I know that's kind of a weird answer, but, it's my namesake, the thing that I named myself for. Most of you know my real name, but Dave doesn't have the same ring to it, so came up with Herschel, because I love Herschel Gordon Lewis. He's the master. The reason I even like horror movies, it was like one of the major stepping stones for me into underground and extreme horror, especially with stuff like Blood Feast, Color Me Blood Red, the Gore Girls, stuff like that. Just really top-notch stuff. When did my fascination with strange pornography start? That's a hard one, actually. I think, I talked about this a little bit on the Sick on Cinema podcast, but I'll give the shorter version here. I was always looking for, the next extreme thing, and I was that kid during that time when there was a lot of shock videos sent around with the, number people thing, or number people object, you know what I mean? That time, and I was always looking for, the next thing. And it had been a while, and I saw some reviews of stuff online, and I started asking around. I'm sorry for that breath. I thought I was going to sneeze, guys. And yes, I need to keep to the I don't edit these. I was asking around on Reddit and online for recommendations, and then I started getting some, and I was looking for those movies, and I started with Squirmfest, which is to this day my favorite JAV. It's disgusting and hilarious, and it was, that's how I met my buddy Ziggy Zombie through there too. Just trading links for those as well. And that led me to more and more extreme stuff like Guso Milk, which is still my highest viewed review. Anyway, what is your collecting holy grail? Well, I actually got my collecting holy grail recently. It's coming in the mail, and I'm going to be doing a big thing about it. But I won't spoil what that one is, so I'm going to go with my, second one, probably. Let's see here. My second collecting holy grail would probably be a VHS copy of... VHS is always, that's my grails, usually. Let's see. An original VHS of Things, probably. That would be insane. I have a bootleg VHS of it, but the original one, and not the Intervision re-release years later, the original run one. That's definitely up there. And Ziggy Zombie came and asked, what is something you enjoy that is made for kids? Well, that's a lot of stuff. I really like Studio Ghibli stuff. I'm a big SpongeBob fan, and a lot of you know that. I put it in all my mixtapes. I like a lot of stuff made for kids, I don't think a lot of people would like to admit that, but, if you don't enjoy SpongeBob, then what are you doing, right? SpongeBob is great. So, I can watch extreme horror and stuff, but I'll also pop on an episode of SpongeBob because it's hilarious. Grind the Mall asks, do you have limits when it comes to movies? Was ever a movie a little too much for you? Um, I used to. I'll say that. And I do have a limit currently, and I'm going to go into this a little bit further because I get this one a lot, actually. Um, Limits when it comes to movies. I'll watch anything that's like fictional or artistic, like an actual like film. You know what I mean? Like not like a mixtape or anything. The most extreme film I've ever seen was my review yesterday, actually, for White Gardenia's Torture Theater. Like I'll watch something like that, but it was intended to be art, um, and as you know, it's legal things. The legality, um, that is certainly um, something that I go by. Um, but yeah, originally though, when I was first getting into stuff, I did have like a limit. There was a film that did kind of. I actually did stop watching a film because it was too much for me at the time, and that was the first August Underground film. I'm sorry for the pause. I thought I was going to get asked a question after redo this entire video, but yeah, the original August Underground I tried to watch when I was about 15 or so. After watching a Serbian film and everything, Cannibal Holocaust. Tried watching that; it was too much for me. Came back, watched it later. I watched all three. We'll probably do a review in the future. I've seen him a couple times now. But was ever a movie a little too much for you? I would say yes, like that back then. Animal cruelty in films is a big no-no. Like I'll watch a film that has that, and there are movies that I actually do really enjoy with that. That I still wish like didn't have that in it. Like Cannibal Holocaust, a lot of the Jungle Cannibal movies. And there's been like a weird amount of animal cruelty that people don't pay attention to. Like in the original Friday the 13th, there's a real snake that gets killed that was put by a handler. The handler didn't even know the snake was going to get killed, so it was a huge thing. Stuff like that. Bloody Moon from Jess Franco has another snake part in it where the snake gets cut in half. Yeah, don't like animal cruelty stuff. Melancholy Durangle. I've talked about that in the past. The animal cruelty is just, it's pointless and it's edgelord shit. So if you're a filmmaker watching this and you're thinking about doing animal cruelty, why? Number one, that's completely idiotic. But that's really the only thing that I would say definitely would like immediately drops my viewing experience, I would say. But I'll watch about anything. I won't watch gore mixtapes or anything usually. I've watched a couple for the disturbing movie Iceberg video I have coming, just because I think they're completely pointless, and I think it's it's bad for you in a lot of ways to watch those, because it desensitizes you too much. Like I want my gore and stuff fictional, so that's my long-winded answer. But to that, Underworld Subroxa, Rick asks, why did the chicken cross the road? Well, probably to get away from John Waters. If you know, you know. That's the only answer I've ever come up with. John Waters would see that chicken and throw that to the cast. Another case of animal cruelty, actually, in one of my favorite movies, though. But yeah, let's see here. Okay, I got several questions from That Ghoul Really Likes Cinnamon. I'm gonna leave Instagram tags down below so you can go follow these people because I appreciate the support. Who is your all-time favorite actor? That is very difficult. I could go like favorite actor for being bad, or I could go favorite actor for being good. I guess I'll get both. My favorite actor for being bad is obviously Tommy Wiseau. His performance in The Room is beyond comprehension. I would say my favorite actor away from that, like as far as like quality acting, would probably be Daniel Day-Lewis. I do watch movies outside of like extreme horror and stuff, and There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite movies of all time, and his performance in that is just haunting. So yeah. Who would you rather make out with, Elijah Wood or Peter Steele? LOL. logistically it would have to be Elijah Wood, okay? Because Peter Steele, if he was alive, that's the other part. If he was alive, Peter Steele is like 7 feet tall, and I can't. But if Peter Steele was shorter, then probably Peter Steele, because I'm a big Typo Negative fan. And it would just be like paying my dues. Worst film you've ever seen? Charlotte's Net. Without a doubt. Charlotte's Net, I hate that film. If you enjoy it, fine, but I will never review it because it will just be 15 minutes of me just completely dunking on it because I hate that film and I think it's edgelord nonsense that uses clips to shock you that have been circulated widely online. Everybody's seen the clips. It's like a 12-year-old that has a very basic knowledge of the internet made a movie with zero acting ability, zero directing ability. The story is uninteresting. The gore clips are not even that shocking because everybody's seen them already. The story is stupid. I hate that movie. It's terrible. It's one of the few movies I've ever thrown away. Actually, it's the only movie I've ever thrown away. I will sell movies that I don't like or give them to friends, but I would never make another human being watch that film because it's terrible. And I know I wouldn't do that now because, don't destroy art that you don't like, but... Yeah. Sorry, guys. That's that raw content that you come here for. Yeah, I just hate that film. Well, what would you vote as the grossest as well as the most disturbing film you've seen to date? Well, if we're including JAV, the most disgusting... Actually, it's not even a JAV. I would say Custom Number 3 from Christopher Edge was the most disgusting film I've ever seen. And the most disturbing film... Well, okay, grossest adult film, I would say... Probably Slow Torture Puke Chamber, the third Vomit Gore trilogy movie. I haven't reviewed those because of the controversy and accusations against Lucifer Valentine, so yeah, don't want to go into that, but that's would be my answer probably for like a fictional, non-pornographic film. Most disturbing film you've seen to date? Weirdly enough, I would say The Bunny Game. I know that's a weird pick, but for me personally, that one really affected me with like the audio-visual style. But I mean, I've seen all the like big disturbing movies. I've seen everything that Horrible Reviews has ever covered. Because every time he dropped a video, I just watch all the movies. So I would say personally, that's mine. I think the classic answer is August Underground Mortem, but for me personally, it would be that. Favorite snack? I'm a fan of the oatmeal cream pie. I don't see very many people talking about those anymore. Oatmeal cream pie is me like an oatmeal cream pie. Hidden talent. I can play the saxophone. I was pretty good at it back in the day, actually. Used to do a lot of music stuff, actually. Odd Art, my wonderful girlfriend, asked me a couple questions as well. Most of these are personal things, so I'm going to go over the first one, though. What are your future plans for the channel? Where do you see yourself taking it? That's a good one. What are my future plans for the channel? Getting a new camera, number one. I don't ever see this being my job. Obviously, I'm not, like, disillusioned to the fact that my channel is pretty small, but I do really enjoy interacting with people that watch these. I've made a lot of friends through my YouTube. I've got to talk to a lot of great people, and I just want to continue that. This is something that I really am passionate about. I really enjoy. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to hopefully improve my videos more and more as they go on. And I want to keep doing more interviews as well. And I want to get into more projects of my own. So, yeah. That's about it. Thanks everybody for submitting questions, though. Really appreciate all of you that did so. And I appreciate all of you who watch these. It means a lot. My channel has grown a lot over the past just over 8 months now. My goal is for 50 subs by the end of the year, and I have about 370 now, I think, so that's a lot for me. So thank you. And, I'll come back tomorrow with a review. But, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. But, as always, I've been your host, Herschel Gillis, signing off for today. 0 thoughts, 0 editing, 0 planning, and 0 brain cells. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.